What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Or welcome if it's your first time here. Guys, without chemical fertilizers, synthetic fertilizers, it's going to be impossible to actually produce, to grow and produce enough food to feed the number of people we have on Earth right now. And we see that fertilizer is getting in short supply, and it's already causing issues, like this article points out here on Zero Hedge. Modern farming methods rely on chemical fertilizer. It also relies on gasoline, diesel, and oil to keep those heavy machinery, those tractors and things, running to plow those fields to harvest and everything. If that goes up in cost, it's going to be passed on to you and I, the customer. If it gets impossible to find or impossible to acquire to tend those fields with, it's going to cause massive food shortages. So either way it goes, it's going to be very dramatic, and we're going to be seeing more and more empty shelves, more and more price increases on food. So it's a good idea to stock up right now on these things as much as you possibly can. Like this article here on Zero Hedge is talking about mega emergency unfolds for world's top coffee growers as fertilizer costs spike. And that cost will be passed on to the customer. If these farmers can afford to actually buy the fertilizer to produce those crops. Coffee farmers worldwide are feeling the pressure of sanctions as the Russian invasion of Ukraine sent fertilizer prices soaring, prompting concerns of declining harvests this year. Bloomberg reports coffee farmers in Brazil, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Costa Rica, some of the largest coffee producing countries in the world, are having trouble affording higher fertilizer cost. Some farmers are substituting organic waste as a low-cost solution to nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash fertilizers. The move, however, resulted in significantly reduced harvest of the bean, and that is completely 100% fact. It will cause a reduced harvest, which means there'll be less available, which means there'll be less available at the supermarkets, which means if you can find it, it's going to cost more to purchase that. Readers may recall we published a chart back over the weekend of how the Ukrainian conflict and resulting sanctions by Western countries on Russia have choked the world of natural resources, sending prices of commodities higher as traders fear shortages. I've talked about this coming for a long time, and other prepper channels has also, and we've been talking about stocking up, stockpiling, stocking up, getting self-reliant, buying fertilizer. If you remember, probably it was back in the early fall of last fall, I had purchased several bags of fertilizer, and I talked about that on this channel, and suggested everyone go out and buy fertilizer because I saw this coming. I saw the price going up. I saw this war in Ukraine coming. You know, I talked about that also. I told people that Russia was going to invade Ukraine, and every time I would mention that, I would get significant pushback of people saying it's not going to happen, it's all for show, it's just not going to happen at all. Russia's not going to invade Ukraine, and here we are. But anyway, I digress. We noted in a separate piece that Brazil, the world's top coffee producer, imports more than 85% of its fertilizer demand. Russia is the leading supplier, and Belarus provides 20% of the total. High prices for the nutrient and even reduced shipments because of sanctions could jeopardize the world's coffee harvest this year. And it's not just going to be the world's coffee harvest, it's going to be the world's harvest all the way around. And as you already know, a lot of the wheat, I think like 30% of the wheat in the world is produced in Russia and Ukraine. If this war keeps going, this invasion keeps going, they're not going to be planting, or at least not as significantly as they would if this war wasn't happening. So it's going to cause wheat prices to go up, availability to go down. All the way around, everything is attacking the food supply, and has been for a long time. If you look at the natural disasters that's happened, the droughts out west, the different shipments and the supply centers blowing up, catching on fire, it seems like that everything is targeted directly at the food supply. We had the COVID lockdowns, if you remember, that would shut down farming operation, would shut down packaging operation, shut down production completely. It's just been one thing after another that has been causing these food prices to go up and up and up, and to be less and less available. And as time goes on, it's going to get worse and worse, because you know what we saw a year ago happen is just now taking effect now. So everything we're seeing now will come into effect in the future months. It's going to get worse and worse as time goes on, unfortunately. So if you can, stock up now. If you drink coffee, stock up now and get that while you still can, because it's going to get more difficult to get. It's going to get more expensive to get. And if you have a good stockpile of that, it might be a great barter item also. Even if you don't drink coffee, then you can stockpile some and have that for barter purposes. Guys, the article goes on here for just a little bit, and then that's the end of the article. But anyway, fertilizer prices is going to cause significant shortages and price increases on food around the world. I'm afraid a lot of starvation, a lot of hunger, and a lot of growling bellies at the end of the day. So stockpile you can and become as self-reliant as you possibly can. If you have a half an acre of land, make the half acre of land you have produce everything you can. You can grow a lot on a half acre of land if you use the whole half an acre to produce food, grow food. Become as self-reliant as possible, guys. It's going to be very important, and it's going to be a matter of life and death in the very near future. If you thought the video was helpful, get a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to Creekmore out of here. I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.